Lee Johnson picked up his first win as Sunderland boss at the second attempt against an Athletic, not Wigan Athletic, who beat us at the weekend, but Oldham Athletic in the Papa John's Trophy. Sunderland won 2-1. It was an interesting spectacle from the perspective of seeing a bit more of this team, a bit more of Lee Johnson's identity. I think it's clear to see that we're going to be a bit more of a wing-based team. I think we've seen from the last couple of games that we like to get the ball down there. I think you'll see that we're being a little bit more attacking. The shift from forward to back, it looks to me as though we get a few more men forward. So there's plenty to take from tonight's game, and certainly it's a learning point. And we've seen, I think, it'll have probably Thursday, Friday training before the game against Lincoln at the weekend. So we'll hopefully see that identity kind of grow a little bit. But I think it was important to get the win tonight, mainly because there isn't confidence really in that team. They've not won since the 2nd of November. So even though it's a Papa John's trophy game, it's not a league game. It was still an important one for us to win, and had we lost tonight with the strength of the team we put out, it would have been very disappointing. But we'll talk now a little bit about the team. Patterson started in nets, and I thought he had a pretty solid enough game. Maybe he could have done better with the goal a little bit. Felt like when he got a touch to the Oldham's first goal, Oldham's only goal, he maybe could have put that on the post, but he made some really good saves throughout the match. So I don't want to hammer him too much. I thought he had a good enough game. Back four, McLaughlin. Again, he's not letting us down at the minute. I think McLaughlin's doing pretty well, pretty standard. I think he's kind of showing maybe the kind of player that we thought we were getting last year. He's been dependable, and maybe he's been one of the beneficiaries from no fans being there. Maybe he got off to a route we started something quite recovered, so maybe he's got a new lease of life from that. On the flip side of that though, Bailey Wright and Tom Flanagan, I didn't think they were great tonight. Flanagan did make one really good interception where he recovered from a Bailey Wright mistake. However, Flanagan's passing is just, it seems to me that it's like 50-50 with him, and that's not really good enough for a starter in your team. Bailey Wright looks like an absolute shell of the player he was when we got him last season. He seems to be getting sort of progressively worse. I'm hoping that's just form and it isn't something more permanent, whether or not he's, carrying an injury or something, or he's not settling into potentially the last couple of games he's let us down. So maybe it's just he's not used to playing at the four at the back. But I was disappointed with him tonight. But I think I trust that Bailey Wright's a very good player. I'm not particularly worried, despite the fact that he isn't playing at the level we're used to. McFadzean was solid enough tonight. I think he's a good enough option to replace Denver Hume. I think Denver's a bit more attacking, probably offers us more in terms of threats going forward, even though his final ball's not the best. McFadzean's probably a bit more steadier defensively, but doesn't really bomb forward anywhere near as much as Denver Hume. Into the middle, Power, Scowen, Ledbetter. I can't really say I particularly notice Power all that much. Scowen, of course, scored the winner tonight. Good header for him. An important goal for him as well, because I think he's been a player short of confidence. He's missed a lot of chances since the season started. He should have scored maybe 5 or 6 goals, and that's being, that's a lot for a central midfielder, but he's been wasteful. Ledbetter, of course, got the assist for that goal. Great set piece. Feels like Ledbetter, if he's going to play every week, should probably be the player we put on set pieces, because Scowen set pieces are poor. Maguire's aren't the best. I don't know how often McGeady will play, but McGeady is a good sort of shot taking set piece taker, but he's not necessarily the one you want on corners. Front three, Maguire got a goal. I didn't particularly notice him outside of that, but realistically, he did get in there. Felt tonight he had a few chances which he maybe could have done better with. Jack Diamond looked very, very good. He offers us something very different to what we have. He's pacey. He's willing to take on a man, and I think that's something we kind of lacked throughout the squad, especially with Lyndon Gooch being out injured at the minute. And Will Grigg started up front, and hey, he didn't get a goal, but he was important to get our equaliser. He chased down a ball, won us a free kick. I think this system suits him far more than the old one we're playing, and I think with time, it looks like Lee Johnson's favouring Will Grigg at the minute. I suspect at the weekend he'll probably go with Will Grigg as well, and Charlie White will probably be the option coming off the bench. But I think it's important to give Will Grigg that game time. In terms of substitutions, Johnson made, I think, all 3. I don't think you can make 5 in the Papa John's Trophy, or Papa John's Trophy. I think that's what it is. But he made 3 subs, 2 in the 64th minute. McGeady came on for Grigg, White came on for Maguire, and he also brought on George Dobson. It was good to see Dobson get out there because I think he's again been a player that's really suffered with confidence from that opening day where he had a poor game and got sent off against Bristol Rovers. He's never really recovered from that point. So we get the win. It's difficult to really take all that much from the game, but I think, as fans, you have to be kind of impressed with the character of the team. We conceded a goal reasonably early on, so against the run of play, and we managed to come back and win it 2-1. The important thing is now is to cut out, conceding them kind of goals. Wigan at the weekend, it was pretty much the first shot of the game we conceded, and we whether or not that's concentration, I don't know, but it feels to me like that's an area that we really, really need to work on. We had 13 shots tonight, 5 on target. The fact we had 5 on target is a positive because if you look at Sunderland's stats, it feels like normally in the Parkinson we were getting between 2 and 4 on target in a game. So 5, I know it's against a lower league opposition. I'm not saying that 5 shots on target is amazing because it's not against a team of that level, but I think tonight we did look like scoring a few more, and some of the balls look quite dangerous into the area. So hopefully with confidence of the strikers and confidence with that front 3 working together, we can progress going forwards. Overall, 2 games for Lee Johnson in the books. The first one was a big disappointment against Wigan. Probably should have won that game. In all honesty, if you look at the stats, Wigan had 1 shot all game. It was unlucky more than anything else. The one tonight, it was a deserved win, 2-1. It was a hard-fought game. I don't think the preparations were ideal. The fact we arrived at the ground late, hence why the game was delayed, kick-off-wise. But we went there, we got the result that we needed, and hopefully this confidence is going to be growing a little bit. Hopefully, I presume they'll probably be off on Wednesday, tomorrow, but Thursday, Friday, get out the training ground, sort of get used to this system, and hopefully just start building a little bit of momentum. These Papa John's Trophy games can be momentum builders. I remember when Jack Ross, I think we won like maybe 8 games in a row, of which a lot of them were Papa John's Trophy games, but it helps create that winning mentality, and I think the decision tonight from Johnson to go with a very, very strong team is vindicated because we won and we're desperate for a win. I think Lee Johnson would have been desperate for one after losing that game at the weekend. So yeah, see you next after the Lincoln game on Saturday. Hopefully that'll be another win. We can start climbing that table and getting to where we need to be come the end of the season. So thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe to the video, and yeah, please comment. Let me know if you think I'm talking crap. I'd love to hear from you.